Welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com and to the first of an occasional series on classic computer hardware. And I thought we'd start out by looking at this 6.8 kilogram laptop from Toshiba. The Toshiba T5100 was launched in 1987 as one of the world's first laptop computers. It's a big device, as you saw a few seconds ago, but it's ergonomically quite good. It has this handle that comes out at the back, which actually then forms a support, and when you open up the screen in the conventional laptop fashion. Inside there's an 80386 processor running at 16 megahertz. There's a 2 megabytes of RAM, which was quite large at the time, and there's a hard disk which is a 40 megabyte capacity, which actually was a very big disk for 1987 and still a fairly big disk by the time this machine came into my possession in 1995. As you can see, there's a quite nice keyboard, full travel keys, every key individually switched. This is the sort of keyboard we thought was absolutely marvellous in the first few decades of personal computing, till we realised that typing on these things for more than 20 or 30 years would wreck our fingers. As you may have noticed, on one side there is a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive which could take a disk of up to 1.4 megabyte capacity. And then on the back we have a range of connectors, including a serial port, a parallel port, on the very old 9-pin VGA ports, a proprietary connector for a docking station, and some dip switches, because you were expected to know a bit about your hardware in those days and configure it yourself. As you can also see, on the back we have a standard mains power connector and an on-off switch there. I can connect in the power cable. You might be thinking, what was the battery life on this machine? Well, it was zero. This machine didn't have a battery. We didn't have a battery-powered laptop on the market until 1988, a year after this machine was launched. So this was a laptop computer, but one you could only use when you plugged in your mains power. Now, unfortunately, I'd hoped to show you this thing working perfectly, but when I got it out of its case where it had been lying under my bed for many years, I discovered the hard disk doesn't actually work anymore. But fortunately, I've still got a copy of DOS 3.3. Yes, I keep far too many old things. And if we look in here, we've got everything we could need. We've got the old 5.25-inch discs. We've got a quick reference card of everything you need to know about DOS. But most importantly, we've got a 3.5-inch floppy disk with DOS 3.3 on it. So if I take this and insert it into the computer, we can bring a new life to a very, very old machine. As you can probably hear straight away, this is not a very well machine. The hard disk doesn't work. I also have difficulty recording its old gas plasma screen. This has got a 640 by 400 screen with 4 shades of orange. The CMOS has also, of course, long since died. The battery is dead. By F1 that get into the setup. I'll tell it hasn't actually got a hard drive, which might give us a chance to actually boot the thing at all. It'll now try and reboot from the floppy disk, hopefully. The sound of old computing as the floppy disk spins up. And if it gets there, there we are. Once it's time and date, I think we'll just skip that. And we've proved, here we are, we have a working machine. If I do a directory, we can see the contents of the floppy disk. Having said that, we've got a rather unwell computer with a difficult to record screen, so I think we'll leave there the Toshiba T5100, one of the world's first ever laptop computers. Today, hundreds of millions of people use laptop computers, which is kind of amazing when you think that they didn't even exist just 30 years ago. In my next classic PC video, I'm going to look back to the Atari Portfolio, the first ever palm-top computer. But now that's it for this time, and I hope to talk to you again very soon.